All right, welcome everyone. It's a big day here for our fantasy league, of course. This is the Keeper stream where I'm going to announce all 16 teams, their keepers, and in this way our draft will take even more shape. So this will actually, I'll start announcing them at 5 because everyone has 9 minutes to make any changes that they would like. So let's go over a few things, just kind of bring some people up to speed. Of course, last time I think we had our divisional placement, so I'm just going to just go over those once again for anyone who may have missed it or just forgot. Of course, you can see them on the app anyways. But we have 2 divisions again this year, which was voted on in the league meeting. Division 1 is going to be the Raw division. Will consist of Jimmy Chase, Anthony Sykes, Eric Miller, Ian Rice, Jordan Briggs, JB Muhlenberg, league champion JB Muhlenberg, Liam Nillette, and Brady Bailey. On the Nitro side, which is the other division, you have Greg Noble, Kyle Sykes, Megan Nillette, Mark Thompson, Nick Ergang, Rich Nillette, Nick Ritz, and Patrick Lane. Of course, he's come back to us, a charter member, in 2014, and then he chose to step down, 5-6 years ago, but said he wanted to come back when there was an opportunity. Tony Mize stepped down, who had taken over Patrick's original team, so Patrick got his team back. Perfect. What else? So another thing that I'm looking at, I think this year we're not going to do the pulled pork. I want to try something different. I've actually been making a few things around here, and actually Nick Ritz has had this. My wife's had it. Both liked it. I'm going to do this year we're going to do more of a plated dinner. So there won't be a ton of leftovers off it. They'll be kind of portioned out for everyone. Of course, there'll be plenty of sides. We'll have queso dip for sure. Amy will make her buffalo chicken dip. Ask the 2 Nicks about that. Ian as well. Some of the other people in the league may have had it. What else? I'm going to do I don't want to call it, I guess, barbecue sausage dish. Ritz had it. Everyone that's had it so far has liked it. But the main course will be a maple Dijon pork loin. And then we'll have it'll be some mashed potatoes, a vegetable of some kind, probably green beans, something more simple for everyone. Maybe corn on the cob, we'll see. Like the little mini ones. I'm sure there'll be a bread, maybe a salad, probably maybe or coleslaw. Maybe I go with coleslaw too. That might be a good mix. And then there'll be definitely some desserts, some pies. The cream pies will get made. Draft punch will be available. I feel like there's another side, kind of like a little appetizer type thing that we've done that you guys might like. But I was almost thinking, as opposed to just have it, I think we might try to figure out how I can do this, about maybe actually having us more of a sit-down dinner before the draft. So I got plenty of time to figure this out. I might not even do it that way, so we'll see. I'm just kind of also trying to kill here the next 6 minutes. But I thought that'd be kind of a cool thing, if we could get people here just a tad earlier. I don't mean it has to be anything ridiculous. Maybe if everyone could get here at 5 o'clock, eat, and then have some time to mingle before the 6 o'clock start. I've also kind of tinkered with moving the start time of the draft back a little bit, not ridiculous amount, but maybe back like by a half hour or so. The commissioner's entrance is almost completely locked in place. It will be a good one this year, as it always is. What else? We also have the national anthem will be played. It's going to be a good performance. It's going to be a good shindig, I think. Haven't locked down 100% if Tony's going to be the chairman of our board. If he's not, we'll have someone for sure. So looking forward to that. Again, the date on that is going to be Saturday, August 22nd. If people could give me a heads up, doesn't have to be right now, but at least maybe actually right now would be great. If you could, not right the second, but just let me know what you're thinking. If you're planning on attending, maybe you're going to attend, or 100%, nope, I'm not going to be able to make it, but I'll stream. Just so I can get draft reps in place for everyone. For example, Ray Bailey is usually a draft rep for either Brady or Jordan or both. So yeah, that's a huge help if you guys can give me enough heads up. Really just so I can get the draft reps more than anything. You know, if you know 100% now, I will not be there, let me know. Just so I know what to do with that. So we got another 3 minutes here before we go into our first. So the way I'm going to announce these, they're actually this year it will be. In past I've kind of done order of finish. This year we're doing it how they were received. So they'll do an exact order. The first person I'll do will be the first person that turned theirs in, all the way to the last person that turned them in, which actually was today, just a couple hours before the deadline. Ironically, typically this is usually the last person every year to turn in. I don't know if that's intentional or by accident. So we got here, looks like about another 2 minutes or so. What else? What else is going on this league? Ooh, so I got a little surprise to hand out to certain individuals at the draft. Not everyone, but a few of you are going to be receiving a little trinket, if you will. Also, I have a little addition to the championship belt that will be coming shortly, and it'll be a staple going forward. And I'll explain more of that. Here's something I just thought. I always forget to bring this up, so and I'll try to remember to bring this up again at the draft. But many of you, as you know, Yahoo, after we put in our draft results, they give you a draft grade. So the one thing that I've told some of you, most of you, I think, maybe forgot. So ignore whatever grade it gives you. So that draft grade is based off a lot of things. Number one, it's based off where you draft. So Yahoo doesn't know, for example, if there was a trade that took place during the season. For example, let's say, you traded, let's say Jordan traded the number 1 overall pick to Jimmy last year during the season. Yahoo will know that. This year, of course, Jimmy had the trade to get the number 1 overall pick from Jordan. Yahoo will not know that, and I can't let them know it. It just happens. So that feeds into one thing. So what it does is I put our keepers in. They go in first. So for example, let's say it knows Kyle has the first overall pick, right? So, or it thinks Kyle has the first overall pick. So what it'll look at is, Kyle, I usually what I do is I put him in quarterback, running back, receiver, kicker, defense. So it's going to look at it. For example, let's say, I don't know. It's 5 o'clock. You know what? Here, we're going to announce the first keeper, so I can keep explaining it. So Kyle, actually, ironically, was the first person to turn in their keepers. The first person I'm going to announce that he kept was Jaden Daniels. Quarterback Jaden Daniels he kept. So, to go back to what I was saying about your draft grade, so it's going to look at, he drafted number 1 overall in the draft, Jaden Daniels. what it's going to look at is, why would you pick Jane Daniels number 1 overall when Bijan Robinson? It's looking at like, well, Bijan Robinson was still there. It doesn't know we're a keeper league, so it's going to look at all these. So it doesn't understand. So then also it'll say steal of the draft. So as you go, like for example, let's say I put in Bijan Robinson for someone, and let's say I put in as their 5th or 6th player. So it looks at, wow, they got them in the 5th or 6th round. That's a steal. So ignore whatever grade it gets you. The thing you want to look at to gauge, if you really want to gauge your team, is look at what the overall prediction is. So usually at the very end, it'll give you a record and like a finishing placement. So that's what you really want to look at for if you want to gauge how your draft went. Do not go by the draft grade. Just ignore it. It's kind of cool to look at, but a lot of people are going to get A's if it's all, like I said, it all depends on how I put them in. And so that explains that. Also, just before I get into it, keep going, it's on my mind as well. With the scheduling, so of course I discovered, or we had the vote to how to schedule. We had 3 options. One option was everyone plays everyone once, except one team you won't play. Or you would play 10 division games and 6 non-division games. Or you would play just everyone in your division twice. And so the one thing that we opted to do, of course, was go with the play everyone once. So just so you know, and I thought actually that's how Yahoo's default is they will actually do 10 divisional games and then 6 non-division games. I did not know that because I've always made my own schedule, so I never really paid attention to what they were doing. So just food for thought with that. I'm just going to bring that up just to see, for example, the people that voted for it to go, well, I'll just play one team. Maybe they don't like it, so we'll see how that goes, and then there might be someone else saying, hey, what if we do this? Playing with the schedule is something that's not difficult to do. So there's that. So with that being said, I killed enough time. It's now 5:03. All right, now announced one of Kyle's keepers. Let's announce the remaining keepers. So Kyle Sykes was the first person to get his turned in. The Kyle Sykes 2026 keepers consist of, let me get my glasses off so I can see better up close. Kyle Sykes' team in 2026, barring draft picks of course, is quarterback Jaden Daniels, running back Tyler Algier, running back Blake Corum, running back from The Ohio State University, Travion Henderson, wide receiver Jaden Higgins, wide receiver Isaac Tesla, wide receiver Chris Godwin, wide receiver Josh Downs. The Green Bay Packers defense, kicker Andy Borologis. I will slaughter some names today, FYI. And just so you guys know, Mark, thanks for giving me some difficult names to announce. Defensive back Jaquan Brisker, running back Woody Marks, and his final keeper is tight end T.J. Hawkinson. So that is the Kyle Sykes team for 2026. Next up is myself, Eric Miller. My keepers are quarterback Caleb Williams, running back Jonathan Taylor, running back Ashton Genty, wide receiver Devonta Smith, wide receiver Luther Burden, wide receiver Marvin Harrison, wide receiver Garrett Wilson, tight end Colston Loveland, wide receiver Rashad Shaheed. The Seattle Seahawks defense. Defensive back / wide receiver Travis Hunter. Kicker Cami Fairbairn, the kicker from Houston. And finally, linebacker Carson Swillinger from Cleveland, the rookie stud last year. Third team, Jimmy Chase. Quarterback, Jordan Love. Quarterback, Jackson Dart. Wide receiver, Calvin Austin. Wide receiver, Christian Watson. Wide receiver, Parker Washington. Wide receiver, Troy Franklin. Running back, Amarian Hampton. Running back, Kimani Vidal. Tight end, Gunnar Helm. Tight end, Sam Laporta. Sorry, the reason I stopped there is I just thought Gunnar Helm. Helm's deep. Kicker, Jake Bates. Defensive lineman, Aiden Hutchinson. And linebacker, Jack Campbell. That's the Jimmy Chase team. Next up, we have Patrick Lane's 2026 roster. Quarterback, Justin Herbert. Running back, James Cook. Running back, R.J. Harvey. Running back, Isaiah Pacheco. Wide receiver, Puka Nacua. Wide receiver, Lad McConkey. Wide receiver, Emeka Ibuka. Wide receiver, Rome Adunze. Wide receiver, Alec Manier. I'm bad, I'm sorry. Tight end, Aronde Ganston. The Lions defense. Newly traded to the Cleveland Browns, defensive lineman Jared Verse. And finally, defensive back, Talun Huffnagel. Or Huffin. Yeah, him. Good job, Patrick. Like I said, I'm bad with some of these names. How about some of those trades that took place today? How about some of those trades that took place in our league? We'll get to that guy just a little bit later. Jordan Briggs, his 2026 team consists of quarterback, Drake May. Quarterback, Cam Ward. Running back, Tyrone Tracy. Running back, Tony Pollard. Running back, Rico Dowdle. Wide receiver, Devontae Adams. Wide receiver from The Ohio State University, Chris Olave. Wide receiver, Michael Pittman. Running back, Cam Skeetybo. Tight end, A.J. Barner. Linebacker, T.J. Watt. Defensive lineman, Max Crosby. And finally, linebacker, Devin Bush. Now we go to the Rich Nillette team. Rich has kept quarterback, Baker Mayfield. Quarterback from The Ohio State University, C.J. Stroud. Running back, Kenneth Walker. Running back, David Montgomery. Wide receiver, Alec Pierce. Wide receiver, Zay Flowers. Wide receiver, Stephen Diggs. Tight end, Brock Bowers. Tight end, Dalton Schultz. Tight end, Isaiah Likely. Kicker, Cameron Dicker. Linebacker, Fred Warner. And finally, linebacker, Edrin Cooper. Now, we go to our 2025 League Champion, J.B. Muhlenberg. Quarterback, Joe Burrow. Quarterback, Bo Nix. Running back, Christian McCaffrey. Running back, Ramondre Stevenson. Running back, Javonte Williams. Wide receiver, Nico Collins. Wide receiver from The Ohio State University, Jackson Smith Njigba. Wide receiver, Rashee Rice. Wide receiver, Jacoby Myers. Tight end, Jake Ferguson. Defensive back, Antoine Winfield Jr. Linebacker, Ernest Jones. And defensive back, Buda Baker. Nick Ritz for 2026 will have at quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. Quarterback, Jared Goff. Wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb. Wide receiver, Justin Jefferson. Wide receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Wide receiver, Brian Thomas. Running back, Kyle Monagany. Running back, Aaron Jones. Running back, Chris Rodriguez. Running back, Alvin Kamara. Linebacker, Roquan Smith. The Baltimore Ravens team defense, and the newly acquired Los Angeles Ram defensive lineman, Myles Garrett. Next up, we have Liam Nollett. His 2026 team looks like this. Quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. Running back, Saquon Barkley. Running back, Derrick Henry. Running back, Devin Achane. Wide receiver, Romeo Doubs. Wide receiver, DJ Moore. Wide receiver, Brandon Cooks. Tight end, Pat Freiermuth. Tight end, Zach Ertz. Kicker, Evan McPherson. The Denver Broncos team defense. Linebacker, Bobby Orcori. And defensive back, Chamari Connor. Next up, we have the Greg Noble 2026 roster. Quarterback, Josh Allen. Running back, Jonathan Brooks. Running back, Rachaad White. Running back, Dylan Sampson. Running back, Devin Neal. Wide receiver, Cortland Sutton. Wide receiver, DK Metcalf. Wide receiver, Jameson Williams. Tight end, Dalton Kincaid. The Buffalo Bills team defense. Linebacker, Cedric Gray. Linebacker, Jameen Sherwood. And defensive lineman, Will Anderson. Next up, we have Nick Ergang. Quarterback, Lamar Jackson. Quarterback, Dak Prescott. Running back, Tajay Spears. Wide receiver, Drake London. Wide receiver, Terry McLaurin. Wide receiver, Deebo Samuel. Wide receiver, Wayne Dale Robinson. Wide receiver, Jerry Jeudy. Tight end, Travis Kelce. Tight end, David Njoku. Kicker, Brandon Aubrey. The Philadelphia Eagles team defense. And finally, linebacker, Nick Bonte. Next up, we have Megan Nollett, the runner-up in 2025. Her 2026 roster will look like this. Quarterback, Matt Stafford. Quarterback, Brock Purdy. Running back, Jahmyr Gibbs. Running back, DeAndre Swift. Running back, James Conner. Running back, Zach Charbonnet. Wide receiver, Jalen Waddle. Wide receiver, Xavier Worthy. Wide receiver, Tedero McMillan. Tight end, Kyle Pitts. Kicker, Harrison Buckner. Linebacker, Quay Walker. And finally, linebacker, Henry Tutu. Okay, now we're getting to our final four. We're going to start with Ian Rice. Quarterback, Sam Darnold. Running back, Bijan Robinson. Running back, Travis Etienne. Wide receiver, Jawan Jennings. Wide receiver, Malik Neighbors. Running back, Imari Durcado. Tight end, Hunter Henry. Kicker, Chase McLaughlin. The Jacksonville Jaguars team defense. Linebacker, Quincy Williams. Linebacker, Zahir Franklin. Defensive lineman, Jalen Carter. And finally, acquired in a trade yesterday, wide receiver, Mike Evans. Next up, we have the Anthony Sykes, two-time league champion. Quarterback, Kyle Murray. Quarterback, Daniel Jones. Running back, Chase Brown. Running back, Chuba Hubbard. Running back, Kenneth Gainwell. Wide receiver, the newly acquired for him, T. Higgins. Wide receiver, Brandon Ayuk. Wide receiver, Matthew Golden. Tight end, Mark Andrews. Tight end, Tyler Warren. Defensive back, Jesse Bates. Defensive lineman, Danielle Hunter. And linebacker, Robert Spillane. We have Brady Bailey next. Brady's 2026 team will have running back, Kyron Williams. Running back from The Ohio State University, Quinshawn Judkins. Running back, Josh Jacobs. Wide receiver, George Pickens. Wide receiver, Jalen McMillan. Wide receiver, Hollywood Brown. Wide receiver, Tyreek Hill. Tight end, Trey McBride. Tight end, Harold Fannin. Wide receiver, newly traded to the New England Patriots, A.J. Brown. Kicker, Cam Little. The Steelers' team defense, and defensive back, Cooper DeJean. Mustard. And our final team, the man that chose for yet again to be the last team to get his roster in, and put some really difficult names for this guy to say. We have Mark Thompson, the marvelous one. Quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Running back, Breece Hall. Running back, Jalen Warren. Running back, Bucky Irvin. Wide receiver, Ja'Marr Chase, Jimmy's cousin. Wide receiver, Jordan Addison. Wide receiver, Khalil Shakir. Tight end, Tucker Kraft. Tight end, George Kittle. Running back, Ja'Cory Crosskey Merritt. Kicker, Chris Boswell. Linebacker, Foy Aldi Okorian. And defensive back, the final keeper of the day, Nick Cross. That's our team. Those are our teams for 2026, pending draft, of course. So right now, what all you can do, because I've already gone and put these in, is go to your app, go to available players. Let me pull this up on my computer so I can look at it while I'm telling it to you. Obviously, I'm going to do, as always, I'll have a guide for you when you get here. Why is this not popping up? There we go. So when you go to the app or on the computer, however you want to do it, what you're going to do is you're going to select the players section. When you do that, what I have you do is pick all available players for status, and then in the part where it says stats, always when you do this, unless you want just for that week, but like if you do it like especially before the draft, select all or select remaining games projected. It's one of the more top ones when you scroll. But what that'll do is that'll give you the remaining season. And in this case, before the draft, they'll give you the entire season. After you do that, you can do it however you want. If you can do it by position, you can do it by all offense, all defense. If you do it by all offense, just so you know that the quarterbacks will always come first, at least as far as whatever starting quarterbacks are left. Select fantasy points. That'll what they're projected to do in this year. And let's go through a couple of them. So these are the top available players. The top available players for quarterback is Aaron Rodgers is number 1. Tyler Show is number 2. Jacoby Brissett, Malik Willis, Bryce Young, and then Geno Smith. That's your top. Those are the projected all starters. And they do have underneath that, then you're going to have your Fernando Mendoza. The rookies are always this early, though, just so you guys know, if you do the rookies, a lot of times they're over-projected this early. So those are quarterbacks. Look at the receivers. Top wide receivers from a fantasy point standpoint in this year. Rookie Carnell Tate from The Ohio State University. Michael Wilson. Rookie Jordan Tyson. Quinton Johnston. Jaden Reed. Jalen Cooker. Cocker, sorry. Ricky Pearsall, KC Concepcion, the rookie Malik Lemon, rookie Omar Cooper, rookie Denzel Boston, and so forth. Next up, we got running back. The top 2 running backs are both rookies. You have Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price. And then you have Bashul Tutton from Jacksonville. J.K. Dobbins from the Ohio State University is 4th. Jordan Mason, Keaton Mitchell, and these are all just all backup guys going down the line from there. Of course, a lot of their numbers could change depending before a draft. Any injuries that take place, any trades that take place, those types of things. Tight end wise, number 1 tight end is going to be Brenton Strange, Juwan Johnson, Dallas Goedert, Chick Okwani, Kate Otten, Mike Jamiski. The first rookie is going to be Kenan Shadiq, who was the Jets' first overall pick. And then from a kicker standpoint, Jason Myers, Harrison Mavis, Will Rashad, Eddie Paneri, and Tyler Bass. Your top end. Team defense, you got the Texans, then the Rams, then the Vikings, and the Browns, and the Patriots, and then the Falcons. See, defensive back wise, Kyle Hamilton, Xavier Watts, Trayvon Mourning. Defensive line wise, Austin Booker, Boye Mayfie, Latu from Indy, Josh Hines Allen, and finally linebackers. You're looking at Nick Bolton, number 1, Devin Lloyd, Demetrius Knight, Ventrell Miller, and Drew Draquel. That's your top end. So also remember things to look at. Linebackers typically are going to be your highest scoring defensive players, then defensive backs, specifically safeties, and then D linemen are typically at the bottom as far as individual points. Kickers usually do very, very well, depending what team they're on. Team defenses usually do very, very well, depending how good they are, of course. So that is that. But again, I mean, like I said, you can select this. You can pick any week you want. You can look at their stats from last year. I like to do the remaining games projected because you're looking at this year, right? But then, of course, we're looking at future as well, especially with the rookies. But for this year, you're looking at what they're going to do. Now, in some cases, number 1 overall picks in our draft you might not care what they're projected for this year. In fact, you shouldn't. If they're a rookie and they're a top-end rookie, you're looking at their production through a career. It's, for example, when you get to like the J.K. Dobbinses and the Jordan Masons and the Keaton Mitchells, Brian Robbins. Those are the guys you're going to look at, what they can do for this year because, how much longer really are some of these guys going to play? Or, at this point, they're all considered basically backups. So what's going to be their likelihood of hitting the field? That's all that. So, again, our draft is going to be August 22nd. As the summer goes on, I'll try to get you guys some hints on other things that are going to be going on for that. Looking forward to seeing all of you here. Hopefully, most of you can come. I always know a few of you can't. Special shout out to those that are serving our country. The Brady Baileys, the Kyle Sykes, the Liam Nolletts. God, I hope I didn't forget anyone else. But, so thanks for all you do for our country. And I think I can speak for everyone in our league. Thank you. We support you. And stay safe. So, with that, I'm going to sign off, actually. And, again, looking forward to seeing y'all. If you could just kind of drop me like what your head is at as far as the draft is going to be. If you're going to be able to attend or not. So with that, we're going to be ending the stream. And thank you. Take care, everyone.